Cool gear. And that lets you save. Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green look on.
Welcome to another edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, I'm your host, True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. Be sure to check me out on Twitter at True Form Life. We have a Facebook page, True Form Life, and don't forget about our website, trueformlife.com. That's right, True Form Life's all over the place. We're doing everything we can to improve your health and fitness.
This is Exploring Mind and Body with True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert on 96.5 CKFM.
This segment brought to you by Complete Truth Protein Powder. Live free, live true with whole natural foods. No additives, preservatives, soy, gluten, and dairy free. Supplement with superfoods to energize your day. Visit CompleteTruthProtein.co for details. Free samples available.
All right, this segment's all about Valentine's Day. And oh boy, this is going to be slightly unromantic, let's say. So hang on there, ladies. I rarely think conventionally. And my perspective is no different when it comes to this romantic day, or Cupid for that matter. Where Valentine's Day started, I have no idea. And although being a research fanatic, I have no inclination of finding out the answer. When you walk around in just about every store, red is being thrown in your face with deals and sales and options as to what are the best flowers, chocolates, or stuffed animals. And that's only the beginning. Does it make you feel guilty if you're not buying something? Maybe lonely? How about that? Everyone asks, who's your Valentine? Who are you spending the evening with? So now we get into expectations. We're expected to have that someone special to be with on Valentine's Day. And if we say we don't, you get that pity look, like someone feels sorry for you. Then, of course, there's the expectations of buying presents, buying gifts, stuffed animals, and going out for dinner. Everyone's looking for a babysitter on Valentine's Day. What about pressure or stress that comes along with a day that's seemingly pointless except to express your love to whomever it may be? What if you don't have money for expensive gifts or a fancy dinner? Does the expectations lower? I'd guess not. And speaking of a seemingly pointless day, the thing that puzzles me the most is why it's one day out of the year. Why do we buy flowers and gifts and have a special night out one day of the year? I don't get it. Once again, it's one day. If you truly love that special someone, wouldn't every day be special? Wouldn't you buy flowers on a consistent basis or out of the blue? Do special things that wouldn't be special anymore because they're done all the time. Now that's special. We have a special day like this because nice things aren't done all the time. We don't go out of our way to treat our spouses to a nice dinner. We don't invite them out for an exciting night or something different. We get through the day. That's what we do. We do the same thing over and over again. So when Valentine's Day comes around once a year, we actually have something to be excited about. That's not a relationship, folks. Being with someone because you're too afraid to be alone, or you think this is the best you can do, isn't love. And having one day a year to buy a stuffed animal, flowers, and chocolates isn't showing your affection. Wherever Valentine's Day started, I'm sure it was much different than it is now. I bet people weren't expected to buy presents. They weren't expected to take their spouse out. I bet there was real love around. There was real affection. I'm sure no one felt they had to do anything. They did it because they wanted to. We wonder why the divorce rate is over 60%. And then we have a day like Valentine's Day staring us right in the face. We need a day like this because for some couples, this is the only night dedicated to their relationship. Relationships take time and effort. We get married without thinking about that. We have kids without looking long term. And who suffers when we look in the mirror at our spouse or our lives and decide this isn't what we want? This isn't what we signed up for. It's the kids who suffer. So now we're bombarded with the marketing world advertising their products on this special day. We have expectations from society and our spouses to be treated special because after all, it's a special day. And then you have people doing things because they feel they have to, not because they want to. If you couldn't tell, I don't agree with this day. I don't agree with doing something because it's expected, because everyone else is doing it, or because you feel you have to. If you really love someone, you do things because you wanted to. One day wouldn't be special because every day would be. And you wouldn't need a cartoon character with an arrow telling you when that is.
Exploring mind and body with True Form's Drew Tadia would not be possible without the help from the following sponsors: AG Foods in Didsbury, CLC Fitness Center, Health Street in the Cornerstone Shopping Center Olds, and Shoppers Drug Mart, working together to help build a healthier tomorrow. For more information on True Form Life, Drew Tadia, or how to become a sponsor of Exploring Mind and Body, visit TrueFormLife.com.
I talk about prevention all the time. I talk about it's better to do something now instead of later. That whole philosophy of smile now, cry later is on the way out. Trust me. Now, more than ever, I'm learning that I teach lifestyle more than anything. I never teach just fitness. I rarely talk about just nutrition, but they often go hand in hand. I talk about sleep, stress, raising your standards, and demanding more of yourself. This is all lifestyle. It's not fitness, it's the whole picture. This comes out more when I look at our class members and see how far they've come, how far they continue to go, and how whatever the topic, discussion, or problem, a complete lifestyle is addressed. I wouldn't call myself a lifestyle coach. I wouldn't call myself a coach at all. That's neither here nor there. I don't want this segment to be about me. I want to get back to prevention. But I also want to relate how the teachings I go over are complete makeovers most of the time. Never is someone overweight because they eat too much or because they eat unhealthy. They eat unhealthy for a reason. Maybe they were never taught how to prepare food properly. Maybe they're hiding an emotion deep down and mask it with food. Never liked the gym or feel uncomfortable? Maybe you were made fun of as a child. Maybe you're never good at sports, so you're always picked last, and that's why you avoid the gym. What needs to be done when addressing health and fitness is the entire scope of someone's life. You'd be hard-pressed to find a good, let's say, trainer, for lack of a better word, that doesn't address lifestyle and only pushes someone in the gym. No food addressed? I don't see the point. Why do you put in all that time and effort and have no idea what to do the other 23 hours you're not in the gym? As a fitness lifestyle teacher, I practice what I preach. I live the lifestyle I teach, and of course, I have unhealthy friends. They give me a hard time all the time. They send me pictures of their unhealthy food and joke about it, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I also have family members that may do the same thing at times, and some things are funny. Sometimes I'm given a hard time because of the choices I make. None of that matters. It's not a big deal. But what does matter is something very serious, something we all have, and something that's very precious. It's our health. I read The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley and William Danko. In the book, they cite that 10 out of 10 millionaires would give up their riches for their health. This is a documented study that talks mainly about being frugal, which I don't exactly agree with. I mean, what's the point of having all that money if you don't spend it? However, I do believe in being Ginsu analytic with money managing, but that's an entirely different subject. The point is, they actually interview a large number of millionaires to get their perspective, their thoughts, to find out exactly what their actions were and what their beliefs were to become a millionaire. Although, as I just stated, I don't agree with everything in this book, but it's very interesting and well worth picking up. Again, that's called The Millionaire Next Door. Every single millionaire would give up their riches for their health. And do you know why? Because without health, we have nothing. It sounds cliche or played out, but that's the truth. Have you ever been so sick you do anything to be well again? How about pain? Have you ever been in so much pain that you give anything for an instant relief? Some people don't believe this statement. They might say, I die painfully rich, which again is another joke, even funny at times. But when the time comes, when you have the choice to have family and your health or money, I promise money will be the last thing you're thinking about. So why do we continue to put our jobs or finances in front of our health and loved ones? We spend more time at the office than we do at home with our family. We miss a family function for work. We lose sleep over work more frequently than we do over family disputes. We don't go to the gym because we have no time. Of course, we have a job. We have kids and a family. But we don't think about millions of busy people with a family and a job, but still have time to work out themselves. How about food? We don't have time to cook. That's what the drive-thru is for. That's what microwave dinners are for. I don't have time to sit down and cook every night. A great quote that comes to mind, although the author has eluded me at the moment, whoever it was said something to the effect of, if you don't take the time to be healthy, Ultimately, you'll have to take the time to be sick. And that's the truth. I see it every single day. I see people that could have prevented. They could have done something about their health, but choose not to. They choose to not educate themselves on what's good for their body and what isn't. They choose not to be active and exercise their heart and lungs in a healthy way. They choose to do absolutely nothing for their health, for their loved ones, and for themselves. And now what's left? They pay the ultimate price with their health. Above money, above fame, diamond rings, and fancy cars. What do you have without your health? You have nothing. To me, it's selfish. Hard words to digest, but without a doubt, absolutely selfish. When a person knows there was something that could have been done, they know they could exercise. They know they needed to make the time. They know their food choices aren't the best. And now, when they're scared for their life, it's time to do something about it. Who suffers? I can tell you it certainly isn't the only unhealthy person who decided to be unhealthy. What about family? What about friends? What about the people that truly care and are now scared for you? Regardless of whether it's family, friends, or someone walking down the street, each and every one of us make our own decisions. It wasn't destiny we chose to eat that burger. It wasn't fate we flipped another channel instead of increasing the speed on a treadmill. We are rarely, if ever, diagnosed with anything out of the blue just because. So now, maybe we're stuck with a pill. Maybe we now have no other choice but to medicate. And now maybe our only choice is to deal with the side effects of medication. But make sure we all know here that these were choices we made. We could have prevented. We could have chose differently. And because we didn't, now we're in the predicament we're in. And because of all that, our loved ones suffer because we chose not to care at the time. The good news, it's not too late. My intention wasn't to use a scare tactic or put anyone down. These are real facts I see every day. These are experiences that I go through. And the hardest part about all of it is I know exactly what's going to happen. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion and not being able to do a single thing about it because we all make our own decisions. Sure, it may be funny now. I recently had a friend send me a giant plate of bacon. Hilarious. In all seriousness. More funny that they actually ate the whole plate, but not so when they come to me in a few years and ask what they can do about this or that. It's going to happen. I can tell you that. If you don't change your lifestyle, if you don't take your health seriously, sooner or later, you'll be asking for lifestyle help. Earlier, I said the good news is that it's not too late. Our bodies are incredible creations. We can heal. We can rejuvenate. We can grow and form and change. We can be more active. We can eat healthier. Hopefully, there'll come a time when most people don't look to nutrition and exercise when they have no choice. Remember one thing, if you take anything away from this segment, the choices you make or don't just affect you. They affect your loved ones also. If you won't do it for yourself, maybe you'll do it for them.
This segment brought to you by True Form Fitness for all your health and fitness needs. Personal training and group classes available locally. Visit trueformlife.com for details.
All right, I got some exciting news for everyone out there. We have a new event, which is a healthy baking event. You can join myself and health enthusiast Dorothy Keith in the kitchen as we teach you how to transform your favorite baked goods into healthy treats your body will thank you for. You're the baker in this do-it-yourself workshop. Be ready to get in there, get messy, and have some fun. In addition, you'll learn the vocabulary and verbs necessary to read a French recipe. Take these skills home and join your kids in the kitchen, giving them the gift of health by teaching them the skills to make healthy food, all while speaking French. What are you going to receive? You're going to have healthy baking to take home, time to do your own baking, advice on healthy baking substitutes, the opportunity to taste and learn the health benefits of Complete Truth protein, discounts on Complete Truth products, French lessons, which will help you read recipes in French. This is all taking place Monday, March 11th at the Lighthouse Church from 7 to 9 p.m.